Hey everybody, it's Chad from Six Blog. I'm Stick, and today I just want to do a little video, a little bit different than normal. Here recently, I got the Epicurean Stove from Flat Cat Gear. As you can see here, it's the Epicurean Stove, and this is an Esbit stove. It is made out of titanium, and it weighs 0.6 ounces or 19 grams is what the weight on it is. So it's pretty cool. And as you can see here, it's not your ordinary Esbit stove. What's cool about this is it can be used in two different ways. First off, you would take your Esbit tablet and you would put it on the little tray that comes with it. Also, just in case you're wondering, the 19 grams does include the weight of the tray. But you put the little tablet on there, and then you just take your stove, which you can see here, and then you would just put the stove around the Esbit tablet. Make sure the Esbit tablet's centered inside there, and John from Flat Cat Gear suggests to make the scored side of the Esbit tablet, if you can see that, to make it to where it's pointing up. I doubt it really has, well, I'm not going to say that. But anyway, this stove works in two different modes, low or simmering and high. If you want it in your low mode or your simmering mode, you basically put the tablet in there and then put this part with the crown up. If you want to burn the Esbit tablet as you would a regular Esbit tablet on any other stove, you would simply turn it over and put the crown down. And the crown down allows all the air to come in from the bottom, and it will actually burn a little bit faster, a little bit hotter. You'll get a boil faster. John has a huge, he really loves dry baking, and that's, I think, what part of his motives for designing this stove was. And actually today I'm going to dry bake. I will say that I have dry baked once using this stove, which you can see it's already been used. And it actually did pretty good. I saw on his site, I can't remember for all the exact boil times, but I'm wanting to say that they said that you could get about 60 minutes, somewhere between around 60 minutes of burn time using it in this mode. Seems like the other day when I was using it, I only got a little over 40 minutes. However, that may be depending on using it with different setups. These are designed to work with both his Snow Leopard system and his Bobcat system. However, you can use them with alternate systems as long as you account for height and just make everything work. I will say that John recommends, if you're not using it with one of his systems, that you need to have the bottom of your cook pot about 1.8 inches off the ground to get the maximum efficiency out of this. I'll be using it with my caldera cone because that's the only thing I have right now. So all I'm doing is I've just got this little sleeve out of a box of matches, and I just set it on top of that, and it kind of elevates it slightly and gets it about to the right height that I need it to the bottom of my cook pot. So real quick, that's the stove. It's a pretty neat little stove, like I said. It's only just over half an ounce, 0.6 ounces, so that's not bad at all. But anyway, so what I'm going to be doing here is dry baking. Essentially, you can dry bake or you can steam bake. Dry bake is simply mixing up your batter, putting it in a pan, dropping it in the pot, and sticking it over fire. Which, I'll be completely honest, was kind of amazing to me because I always thought that you aren't supposed to put anything over a fire, any kind of pan over a fire, unless it has some sort of liquid or something in it to absorb the heat. And to be honest, it scared me to do it at first because I didn't want to ruin my pan. However, I trusted John and I tried it. I've done it a few times with various systems, and it's worked out pretty well. I will say it's colored my pots and stuff, but hey, who cares about that? Pots are still 100% usable. And the other method is steam baking. To where steam baking, you would take your cook pot and you would put a little bit of water down at the bottom. You take a couple of rocks or something, stick in there, and then you would take like a cupcake liner or something like that and stick on top of the rocks, or something to elevate what you're cooking over the water, and the steam would actually cook it. Now, according to John, the differences of one versus the other, with steam baking, he says it doesn't take as long to actually bake the food. However, you don't get a brown crust. With dry baking, it takes a little bit longer. However, you get more of what you would see in that picture, with kind of a crust and everything. So the method I'm going to be trying today is dry baking. So what we've got here is just some triple berry. Simply add water. We've got a half a cup of water. I'm going to let my little helper Emily, she's going to mix up the mix for me. After that, we will pour it in this Fat Daddy-O's. It's a 3.5 aluminum pan, and this is a baking pan, so it's completely safe to bake in it. Let's see, I don't know if you can see that, Fat Daddy-O's 5x3. I got this off of Amazon for just a few dollars. It was nothing at all. I will say the weight on this thing though is about 5 ounces, so it's not ultralight by any means. But essentially, she'll mix the batter. I'll pour it in the baking pan, and I'll just drop the baking pan right inside the cook pot. Put that over it, and then set that over the fire and let it go. Now I want to say another thing. I have done this once, as I said, and what I did that time, the last time I tried it, actually using the Epicurean Stove, was I just poured the batter right into the dish, and it did really well. The only thing that I can say is it stuck to the dish. It didn't burn it nowhere. It just stuck to the dish and made it hard. So I've been looking for like 5-inch size muffin liners, and I haven't been able to find any. However, I did come across a website where a lady actually used a coffee filter, and she sprayed it with some baking, or some of the spray-on oil, and she's actually baked cupcakes inside coffee filters. So what I'm going to try to do, since I wouldn't carry a bottle of spray-on baking oil, or whatever it's called, on the trail with me, I would, however, carry maybe a little bottle of oil, such as this olive oil. So what I'm going to try to do is, while my daughter is mixing up the mix, I'm going to try and put a coat of oil on the coffee filter. I'm not sure how much it's going to take. I'm not sure how easy it's going to go on. So this is going to be a completely new learning experience. However, once we do that, we'll go ahead and mix it up, put it in here, plop it in the pan, and go outside, of course, and set it on the fire, because Esbit stinks. You don't want to burn that stuff in the house. After that, I'm going to wait a full 30 minutes before I pop the top and look at the muffin, but I'll be sure to show you what the muffin looks like at that point, and then we'll just see how it goes from there. So hang on just a second, I'm going to get all this stuff cleared away and start mixing things and getting it ready. Hang on. Okay guys, as you can see, I've got my Esbit set up in the tray. Go ahead and put, well, first off, let me just show you here. I've got my cone here, and I've got my 1.3. This is a 1.3 liter Evernew Ultralight Cook Pot. You see I have my muffin mix in there. And then I've got this. So what I'm going to do real quick is go ahead and light the Esbit tablet. Esbit tablets can take a bit to light, I will say that. So, okay, got that going. I'll go ahead and put the Epicurean Stove right over it. I'll show you what that looks like there. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my caldera cone, put it over that, and drop my cook pot in. I'm going to hit start on my timer. Like I said, I'm going to wait until 30 minutes before I even pop the top and look at it to see how it's coming along. And folks, that's it. There you have it. I will say the only thing that I'm going to be curious about on the trail is spreading the olive oil on the coffee filter. I'm real curious to make sure, or to see if it's going to work as far as not sticking. So that's just something we'll have to find out in a little bit. But if it works out pretty well, it's going to be awesome, because coffee filters don't weigh hardly anything at all. But anyway guys, we'll be back at about 30 minutes, and we'll look at it then. Okay guys, you can see we're right at 30 minutes, 29 minutes, 30 seconds. We'll just go ahead and take a look at it. And there it is. It's doing pretty good. It's Not brown at the top yet though, so we'll see how it goes. Also, we'll just real quick look at the how it's going there. Alright, so I'm going to wait. I'll maybe come back around, I don't know, 36, 37, somewhere in there. I'll just come back in a little bit and take a look at it and see how it's going from there. Alright, see you then. Okay guys, you see we're just over 35 minutes. I'll take another look at it. And that's how it looks. I'm going to do the old toothpick test to see if it's done. That thing goes way down there. And I'm going to say it's probably done because that just looks like berries. So, what I'll do, been about 35 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and take it off and see what it looks like. I'd rather not cook it long enough to begin with than overcook it. So, pull that off and show you what that looks like. And I'm going to carry this inside and dump it out and see what it looks like. We'll take a look at it. So hang on. Okay, real quick, I just want to show you the bottom. There you go. You can see how it discolored it. I have washed the far out of this pan. I've used it for a lot of stuff, so it is pretty dirty anyway. But you can see it didn't really do a whole lot of anything to it. So, real quick, go ahead and see if I can get this out. Now, I will say that one thing I don't account for on the trail, so I'd have to have a way to get this out without burning myself. So I'm going to have to figure out something about that. Here at home, I'm just going to use these tongs. You can see the inside of the cook pot there. And let's see here. Don't know if you can see that. It shouldn't be stuck to the sides anywhere, which it doesn't feel like it is. So what I'm going to do here is just grab a towel and grab this with. Okay, this is the part I'm going to have to figure out while I'm on the trail. I guess I could just eat it straight out of the pan. Look at there. And let's just flip this over. There you go. That's a big old muffin. Just to give you a reference, that's the size of a regular muffin. You can see how much bigger it is. It's pretty big. Alright, so now then, what we need to do. Emily, what do you think about it?
It's huge. It's bigger than my hand.
Okay, so now then, let's see how the... Well, it looks like the coffee filter is sticking just a little bit.
Yep.
So that might be an issue.
That is huge.
The coffee filter is indeed sticking. Some places, not as bad as others, but it is sticking. So, I'm still on the lookout for those humongous muffin liners. Hang on, you're going to try a bite in a minute.
Yay.
The kids are over here bothering me to try some.
We like it.
Let's see here.
Is the muffin hot?
It's a little bit warm. There, quit Emily. Here, do some of that. Throw it away.
Yay.
As you can see, there is the bottom of the muffin. That's actually pretty good. If I would have left it on there much longer, I do think it would have started to burn a little bit. So, now then, we'll go ahead and cut this bad boy open.
Bad boy.
Because if I was going to make a muffin this size on the trail, it'd be awful mean of me not to share. So I'd have to cut it up.
4 or 5.
It did not get that brown on the top like I was hoping it would this time, but it didn't. And then there you go.
That looks like a muffin cake.
It does look like a muffin cake. There you go, folks.
There's a muffin.
Alright, guys.
The biggest muffin you've ever seen.
So that's it. using the Epicurean Stove by Flat Cat Gear. I'm going to go ahead and get you a corner. Using the Epicurean Stove by Flat Cat Gear. As you can see, it took about 35-36 minutes. Hey, get you a napkin. Sorry. It took about 35-36 minutes to get what you just saw. And in my opinion, on the trail, that would be just outstanding. That would really be awesome to eat something like that on the trail. So I'm definitely going to consider this. I'm going to see about some of the other things, like I said, as far as getting it out of the cook pot. You know, I guess I could just take a fork to it right there in the cook pot. I do like how I wouldn't have a whole lot of cleanup. As you can see, that's not real bad at all. Of course, I would have to clean it, of course, but it's not bad at all. Also, this olive oil bottle was completely full, so you can see I didn't use really a whole lot out of it to actually oil the pan. Maybe I could try it with maybe just a little bit more. Whenever I oiled the coffee filter, I didn't get the oil all the way up to the very tippy top. It was only about 2/3 of the way up the sides. So anyway, that's it. Took half of it. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. John, awesome stove. I'm definitely going to be playing around with this some more. And guys, if you're interested in getting the stove, head on over to flatcatgear.com. And like I said, this is called the Epicurean Stove. It's made out of titanium, weighs 0.6 ounces or 19 grams. And it's just a fun little stove, you know. It can really make miracles happen on the trail. Anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time. See ya.